The White Bear Area Chamber of Commerce and On Location TV19 are proud to present Your Business Matters, dedicated to your business needs. The White Bear Area Chamber is a nonprofit business organization serving as an advocate for the White Bear area and its business community. Now, here is the Executive Director of the White Bear Area Chamber and the host of Your Business Matters, Tom Snell.
Welcome to Your Business Matters, brought to you by the White Bear Area Chamber of Commerce. Each month we interview community leaders and local business owners so you can be informed about the developments in our community. Today I'm pleased to welcome Tim Wald, principal of White Bear Lake South Campus, and Delroy Nyren, technology education teacher at South Campus. We will talk about the new innovative manufacturing pathway program, which is now part of the options offered by White Bear Lake School System. You will learn about the exciting career options, primarily in the manufacturing industry, being addressed by the White Bear Lake School District today on Your Business Matters. Okay, well, thank you both for coming in to our program today, and I just want to start asking, the first question is this Manufacturing Pathways program. How did it start, and really, what is it? And you can both answer the question.
Yeah, why don't you start with that?
Okay, thank you.
The Manufacturing Pathways piece started back kind of after the development of our Project Lead the Way curriculum.
And that was started when? And what is that?
Project Lead the Way is a engineering program that is recognized throughout the nation. It is a standardized curriculum. Students get college credit, or can earn college credit with successful completion of a standardized test. And we've had that established for, I'm going to say, roughly 10 years now.
Okay.
During that time, we had some voids in our curriculum. Some other things need to be addressed, and so from there, I had the pleasure of being given some latitude and made some connections with some industry partner and local industry partners, and started asking questions about what can our school do for your industry. And so I started posing that question, and I asked the challenging question of what is a high-skilled worker? In the media, they always put that there's a lack of high-skilled workers.
Right.
But that's hard to define.
Yes. And what you're saying is that you started this program, or this program started in White Bear Lake School District like around 10 years ago, right?
Yes.
And you were looking at, the school district then was focused even on workforce development issues before it came the kind of the thing to do.
Right. If you go back to that time, there was a serious concern about a shortage of engineers.
Okay.
And that we wouldn't be able to fill the engineering positions that would be open over the next several decades. And that's still a big concern is will there be enough young people to fill the spots of the retiring engineers across the country? So Project Lead the Way curriculum was really designed to help fill that void. And we adopted it in the White Bear Lake area schools, really preparing kids from middle school through high school to consider engineering.
Okay, so it starts way back in the middle school.
It does, yeah.
Okay, wow.
Right, and so the idea is getting kids to be attracted to STEM curriculum. And STEM
what kind of curriculum?
STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, math.
Okay.
Careers that require that skill set.
Okay.
Right, and so as Delroy and Dan Rossiter at our North Campus were trained to teach these courses along with several other teachers. We were really seeing great success with it. Delroy then, through his conversation with our industry leaders, started to look at manufacturing as another industry that where there's serious concerns about can they find the employees they want.
Yep, whenever you go out and talk to manufacturing leaders, the job shortage issue comes up over and over again.
Right. Right, and so our industry, local industry and manufacturing communicated to us that we do need good engineers, keep that work going, but we also need people to fill our technician positions in manufacturing, and that's a little bit different skill set.
Yep.
So that's when Delroy asked that question, well, tell us what skills you're looking for. And out of that conversation, that really critical question from Delroy Nyren was, well, we can do this. We can create a manufacturing pathway to help you out.
And so the manufacturing pathway program was started. And I understand that there's one of the contributing factors was getting a grant from the United Way. Is that correct?
Yeah. The United Way grant really changed the trajectory of what we were able to do. So Delroy identified really what you thought were critical equipment purchases we would need and where we could move with this. But when we brought United Way in, and the $250,000 in support that they brought really changed the trajectory of where we could go.
How did it, by that, what do you mean? It really changed the trajectory?
Well, in terms of the equipment that we were able to purchase, and Delroy can explain that a little more because he understands the equipment better than I.
I mean, this whole thing was a vision on paper. And so when we were looking at the pathways, it was kind of an interest piece for me. What can I bring to White Bear or help bring to White Bear? And without the grant, I think we wouldn't have a program. And so that's a valuable piece. The grant allowed us to bring in elements of automation into our classroom. So I kind of have a race car for a classroom right now. It is full of CNC equipment.
What does that mean?
Computer numerical controlled equipment. And so,
what does that mean?
That means students are actually designing, and they have to do a parametric modeling or three-dimensional model on a computer, and then that can be downloaded or interfaced with another piece of equipment, either a CNC lathe or a CNC mill. We also have a CNC router, a CNC plasma cutter. They're all controlled based off of design. The machines themselves can stand alone. They can do some individual programming pieces with them through coding language, G coding and M coding. But the excitement comes from the students as working on a computer, designing some work, and then downloading that into a machine.
It seems incredibly complicated.
It is.
and so, I mean, it would seem to be something that a lot of people would just shy away from. I mean, what you just explained is just, it's mind-boggling.
You know, it is. There's so many different platforms out there. It can be mind-boggling, but bringing it into a classroom and kind of breaking it down in front of the students really helps. It helps get rid of that little mystique of this is challenging.
Sure.
You know, and that's where we have to be with this.
And so that's what the grant does. It allows you to bring this equipment in and really focus on these potential jobs of the future. Would that be a good way to say it, or does it go beyond that?
That's a good way of saying it.
Okay.
You know, that's a starting point. But the biggest thing is for the students is getting that capability out in front of them so they have a chance to learn what it's about.
Yep.
Tie that in with our Project Lead the Way engineering course, because engineers are going to be doing the same type of functions. And so there's a natural fit between engineering and manufacturing. And so that's the other excitement on how this curriculum helps students progress post-secondary.
Wow! So it's really quite an incredible option. And you have partners in the local business community then?
Yeah, we have a number of local partners that have opened their doors. They're a great resource. You know, they're always willing to come in, answer questions, help out, teach me something. The one thing that as a classroom teacher, I don't have a vast amount of industry knowledge. And so to be able to go in and learn from our local industries is a huge benefit. And
Wonderful.
Then to have them come into the classroom and work with our students is additional.
I'm going to take a brief break, but stay with me. I'm going to announce a couple of opportunities that the Chamber has coming up. On Thursday, November 19th, the White Bear Area Chamber of Commerce, along with the Hmong Chamber, Vadnais Heights Economic Development Corporation, and the Hugo Business Association are hosting a legislative reception at the Mung House in North St. Paul. The address is 2112 11th Avenue, North St. Paul, off of McKnight Road, close to Highway 36. This event is free to attend. Please visit the Chamber website for more information, www.whitebearchamber.com. Welcome back to Your Business Matters, and I want to continue our discussion on the Career Pathways program that you went into. Could you explain in a little bit more detail? Like you mentioned that people can go into these certain highly technical manufacturing options that are open where they need things like 3D computerization options. Are there other things that this program can offer beyond that or with that?
Well, one of the things that this program has allowed us to do with our local partnerships with industries is they've opened their doors to students, and so we've done a number of manufacturing tour days, and so we've seen a variety of different manufacturing industries, anywhere from the medical industry with plastic injection molding. We've seen structural lumber, structural wood company that had another aspect to manufacturing. So manufacturing is that very, very large umbrella, and so we're trying to give enough exposure to the different varieties out there so that students get a chance to identify something that it might drive them or interest them.
So that would go, so then you bring some of that experience back into the classroom. I got another question that I would have on that is, with the equipment changes so quickly, and how do you keep up with that? Is that a challenging situation because you hear about how even like the technical college has issues related to trying to keep up with equipment changes that happen so dramatically in the manufacturing industry?
There are some changes that take place in industries. The nice thing is, we don't have to be competitive. Whereas industry, they're going to always change out a machine to shorten a process to to earn more money in a shorter period of time, the payback. A lot of the platforms that the machines are using have a common base, and so once you get a handle on that, there's transferable skills is what we're really looking at.
All right.
Because we can't, as a school, we can't keep up. Always.
Absolutely.
This is a huge step forward with the grant, and it's really changed the classroom environment.
Right.
This will last a long, long time because it's introducing students into transferable skills that they'll go on, and we expect students to continue to learn. I try to model that. I'm playing catch up. I'm learning new skills every single day. And trying to model that for the students, and that's what modern manufacturing is. For a career.
Now I want to back up a little bit and go back to the grant that we talked about earlier. You mentioned some of the things that kind of spurred your efforts into looking to develop industry partners. And then you got this grant, the brainchild for this program. How was it developed? Because I understand that there aren't a lot of school districts that were able to get the support from the United Way, and that this is a national program, not just local. And can you explain a little bit about that and how you were able to go and secure the funding, and who are some of the folks that worked on it?
Yeah, well, I think networking was an important part of it, right? And Delroy asking the questions of industry leaders who are connected with individuals at United Way, and United Way really looking for communities who are ready to move on this. So they're looking for a community that has a school district that's ready to move and had a manufacturing industry that's ready to support it. And they found both of those things in the northeast suburbs, White Bear Lake and Venice Heights and Matamita and of course White Bear Lake, ready to support manufacturing in the schools. So that came together and brought United Way to White Bear Lake. And through conversations with them about what are important elements of a career pathway, how will we serve all of our students in White Bear Lake and give them opportunities for post-secondary careers that maybe they wouldn't have had otherwise. And so we're keeping data on who's enrolling in the program, what kind of success are they having relative to students who are not in the career pathway. Are we teaching them job skills? And so we have a partnership with an organization called Hired. And Hired works at preparing adults, and they have a youth division for job readiness. And so Rich Wessels is a hired employee who works in the White Bear schools in a position called a career navigator. He works with Delroy and the manufacturing program to make sure the students who are who are learning the hard skills for manufacturing are also getting the soft skills for employability, understanding interview skills, preparing their resume, making sure they have all the skills necessary to be successful once they get on the job. Do they understand showing up to work on time? And really all the way back to those early skills of do you work and play well with others? And those are the types of things that are also included in this pathway.
I got a couple other questions that lead into that I want to bring up too, and that's really important. I remember back when I was even in high school, we had somebody come and talk to our classes about you don't need to go on and get a 4-year baccalaureate degree. And then most people went on and tried to get a 4-year baccalaureate degree. And it just seems like, people are really, it's almost like a hard drive. They're hard drived into encouraging their kids to go in that path. Now, it seems that this program is open-ended. You can go that way if you want. You don't have to. But how do you sell the parents and the students in the school district how valuable and important this program is? And have you been successful in making that happen? Or do you see successes?
Well, we're in the first year of the program, and so we were glad to have 47 students register for it.
That's pretty. Now that's pretty good. Numbers, I would look at that as being a successful start.
Right, and there's a 4-course sequence, and so we need to move students through the sequence and get to a point where they're earning industry certification and then have an opportunity for an internship. So we had a good start in year 1, but we have to tell the story, and so that we have more than one girl in the program. We have one girl, she's doing great in the program, but we have one girl in the program, and so we'd like to tell this story that manufacturing is a place for girls and boys. And then your question about a 4-year degree versus a 2-year degree, you're right, we do think that way, that the dream is maybe for your child to have that 4-year degree. But we know that's very expensive, and so you start weighing the cost versus the benefit. Does that make sense? And it doesn't always make sense, and perhaps a student can go in a certification program or a 2-year program, get on the job. Our industry partners said, if you show promise toward engineering, we'll pay for that in some cases, right? And so maybe it makes sense for some students, get on the job, start to develop your skill set, and then let your employer help you with those expenses.
And there are employers willing to do that.
Right. Yeah, there are employers willing to do that.
There are employers out there that are taking, quality people who show up, who have a work ethic, and they've kind of formed their own training groups in-house, to try to meet some of that needs. And that's where, we started to play off of that and say, hey, we gotta help create a little pipeline for a career, and that's what this is. And one of the things that we try to look at is this is not a stopping point. for
okay,
students.
all right, gotcha. Okay, so that means it's not a stopping point. That's an interesting concept. Go on with that a little bit.
Meaning that we're looking for students to get into manufacturing, to gain experience, so that way they know where to continue their future education. And so it's going to be ongoing, their education, and they may end up going to a 4-year degree over a period of time.
So going into manufacturing doesn't stop you from going on and getting a 4-year degree or an advanced degree.
Not at all. We're not promoting that, and that's what we encourage. We encourage post-secondary growth, and that means if you choose to go right from the high school into the workplace in manufacturing, we still continue to say, find a manufacturing company that's going to allow you to grow. And that means education-wise, career-wise. So along with the messages of, good work ethic, we're just saying, hey, we have career planning skills that we're also putting into this.
Excellent. And so you're looking at these as careers, not just jobs.
Correct.
And money. Let's talk about money just for a minute before we close our program. A student going into some of these manufacturing careers maybe that don't require a 4-year degree. Let's say they stop, maybe they go on in the future, but they stop, they get certification, they maybe go for a 2-year program or get some sort of a technology certificate. Ballpark, what can somebody make going into some of these career options for salary?
I think with a certification piece, post-secondary in a technical school, coming with a good skill, a machinist can make upwards of over $25 an hour as they develop skills. They may not start right there right away, but in a short period of time, if they can show the value to the manufacturer, they have growth potential.
Wow, they can make up to that $25 an hour then.
I think greater than that. Is potential depending upon what your manufacturing industry is.
And you see that those jobs are something that will go forward into the future.
Yes.
The shortage of the.
And that's where our manufacturers, they're here. They want to grow. They want the economy to prosper.
Good.
And so they're driven. The really interesting thing about local manufacturers around this community is they're very family oriented. And so they embrace the culture that's there.
Yes.
And they want to have a prosperous lifestyle for people.
Great. And just to end it, so if somebody's interested in this program, either a student or a business in partnering, who do they connect with?
Well, in school, I think they can connect with Mr. Nyren or really any adult in our school or their school counselor who knows how to guide them into the career pathway. If there are people in the community who are interested, especially those in industry, I would say to contact Delroy Nyren.
Myself or Rich Wessels are available for, we like to go out and visit and learn from our community.
And a phone number and email address or for that might be, or a phone number for that?
Phone number for me would be 651-773-6243. An email address would be my name, Delroy, DELROY, Nyren, NYREN, at ISD624.org.
Right. Or they can call the chamber, contact the chamber office, and we will put you in touch with these folks. So thank you very much. Thank you, Tim Wald and Delroy Nyren, for joining me today. I'm Tom Snell. Thanks for watching Your Business Matters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For more information on this program or the White Bear Area Chamber, visit whitebearchamber.com or call 651-429-8593.